Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Kaya. It's been a while. How are you?
Yes, I'm good.
I
How are
know.
you?
I'm good. I've been managing. But yeah, I wanted to connect with you and basically find out about like your journey into law school, your journey from Ghana to here to college, and then what motivated you to go into law. Because in our community in general, like there is no encouragement for like the younger people to go into law or any field that has to do with law. They're like, oh, being a judge is haram, being a lawyer is haram, you go to Jahannam if you become a lawyer. Those are sentiments that like growing up a lot of was spread amongst us. So it would be good to like learn about like what your motivation was, how that changed, like how that mindset changed from growing up to now, and then like just catching up and hearing more about you.
Okay. Yeah. Ask away.
Okay, so I have a few questions. So what initially drew you to study law?
Huh. Okay, so as a kid, I was more artistically inclined
Mm-hmm.
because I was writing a lot and also like painting and
Mm-hmm.
just doing a lot of artsy stuff. So law
Yeah.
wasn't really on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if I wasn't in law school, I would probably be at a performing arts school, low key, studying fashion or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, my parents took me to Ghana um, when I was like 10. They were like, "Oh, it's a 6 week vacation," and then 6 weeks turned into 8 years. Thank you,
Oh.
mom. And during my time in Ghana, I lived in Zongo.
Hmm.
Um, and it was really important for my mom, like that we lived in Zongo because she wanted us to experience like what it was like to live, not rural, because it was like right in Kumasi, but
Yeah.
the difference in like living in New York with the bustling people and everything else
Yeah.
versus living in Ghana. And while there, I got to like witness like I had like a pretty great experience, but I saw some pretty horrific stuff like domestic violence being covered up
Mm-hmm.
or children of sexual assault
Yeah.
or sexual abuse just being swept under the rug because sex in our culture, it's taboo not
Yeah.
to even talk of like rape or
Mm-hmm.
assault. Like you just can't
Yeah.
talk about stuff like that. And seeing that growing up, I mean, it kind of like radicalized me. I was like, you know what, like this is something that needs to be talked about. It needs to be brought up in the open. Like people need to
Yeah.
be educated because this keep happening, and the people who are perpetrating this against these kids and the vulnerable people, they know this. They know that sex is taboo. They know that people cannot talk about this, and they're taking full advantage of it. So
Yeah.
that's what propelled me towards like a career in law. And I took my steps and I found some mentors and I
Yeah.
just kept going and now I'm here.
You mentioned mentors. A lot of like young people in our community do not have mentors, right? They go to college, whether they're going to nursing or they're going to like doctoral field or something medicine or like engineering or comp sci. They're like, oh, they just go to school, do the major, and try to find a job in the field that they're trying to go into. So, given that you have mentors in the field that you're in, how would you say that those mentors like influenced your experience as a law student or influenced your experience in general in your pursuit of law?
Honestly, I'm gonna just highlight I had like numerous mentors over the years, but I
Mm-hmm.
think what really made me believe that I could do it was their belief in me. I had this
Yeah.
mentor like in college. He went to law school and graduated and decided to like just be a mentor to students in at BMCC.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, like I hit a rough patch in college. I had like this semester I was just doing terribly. I was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this man really stood there and advocated for me in a
Mm.
room full of people that did not know me, that were
Yeah.
ready. on the whim to cut off like my scholarship, and he stood there and
Mm-hmm.
he advocated for me, and that's what made me wake up like this. People believe in me and they're counting on me to make it, so I
Mm-hmm.
must, now believe in myself, and that's something that's been really important for me. And now that I'm a mentor to other students, like it's important to me that I see that they are capable of doing this, that they can
Yeah.
succeed.
Mm-hmm. Young Casa students have a mentorship program. I don't know if you signed up to be a mentor. We
They do.
would
Oh my
love to have your
god.
name. We would love to have your name as part of the mentors that we have. And it's great to hear that like you have taken it upon yourself to give back. So somebody believed in you and is mentoring you, and you putting yourself in a position where you also are mentoring somebody so that they also see somebody who is maybe look like them, or somebody in the same situation or same background as them, mentor them and be doing what they are planning to do, what they are trying to do is awesome. So okay, here I have another question. Well, obviously we covered this. I was going to ask you if you always wanted to pursue law or did you explore other career paths, but obviously we've covered that. It's based off of your background and like having experience and seeing our community and the cover-ups and all the things that they sweep under the rugs to protect usually men in our community, at the expense of young women. So what is there a particular area in law that you are passionate about? And if so, why?
Oh wow. I am passionate about a lot of things, but most of all,
Mm-hmm.
I am passionate about human rights. I am
Mm-hmm.
passionate about immigration, and I am passionate about civil rights.
Okay. Why?
Well, I think it's largely tied to human rights. My
Mm-hmm.
interest in human rights is largely tied into my interest in advocating for underrepresented people and
Yeah.
marginalized people.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it's a course that I took, like one of my minors was human rights while I was in college.
Yeah.
So that's just I'm just following that path. And it was really important that by the time I graduated law school, like I at least took a course or a class like in human rights or something adjacent to human
Yeah.
rights.
Mm-hmm.
Civil rights also is tied into human rights, but I think it's more like domestic in the United
Yeah.
States and other countries, like domestic to like a particular country.
Yeah.
Immigration, our people, like literally, we live in a community full of immigrants. My
Yes.
parents are immigrants.
Yep. My parents
Um,
are immigrant.
and seeing that their struggles and trying to navigate who the system that does not care for them based on their skin
Yeah.
tone, that does
Mm-hmm.
not care for them because of their background and how they came into this country. So
Yeah.
it's something that's really important to me.
Mm. It's always good to hear when people like take personal experiences and use those as motivation factors to like try to implement change in the communities that they grew up in, whether at their own benefit or to benefit the community in general, whether or not people in the community see it as beneficial or not. And I think a lot of our older parents and a lot of people who are immigrating into this country would be happy if like they were to walk into a law office and the person representing them is somebody who looks like them from the same background as them, who would be able to understand where they are coming from, what their journey looks like. So thank you for pursuing law on our behalf. Okay, so
Thank you.
what has been like the most challenging part of law school so far for you?
Oh my god.
I know.
I'm having flashbacks. War flashbacks.
PTSD.
I'm like, I'm about to cover. But yeah, I think the most challenging, like I've had
Mhm.
so many challenging moments as a 1L. You're trying to navigate an entirely like new system, legal writing, legal research.
Mhm.
Um, so and the style of writing that you've known all your life, you're being told by professors like throw that away. Throw it away.
Oh,
Whatever it is that you're writing, now you have to learn a whole new system of writing. And even they will tell you that after years of being professors and passing the bar, they still struggle with legal writing. So if a professor is struggling, how much,
how
like,
much for a student? Yeah.
a student. And then at the time I just gave birth to my daughter.
Ooh.
So I was spending 5 weeks on Zoom just watching my class. I didn't know what was going on. I was
Mm.
like breastfeeding, pumping, and I'm like, what page are we on?
That is funny.
um Yeah, yeah. And then like sometimes, and then when I finally returned to like in-person classes, it was
Yeah.
like I'm using the little time that I have to either go pump or go try to find food. So it was like I'm just weighing
Mm.
these options,
Yeah.
and it was very challenging. But
Oh.
I think as time progressed and my daughter got older, it just started getting more and more easier, and I started like navigating it more easier, and now, alhamdulillah, I can say I'm in a much better place than I was
Hmm.
before, and I
Yeah.
have much better grades now, alhamdulillah, because that was a mess. No.
My next question was actually going to be, how do you balance the rigorous workload with your personal life and other responsibilities?
Oh no, yeah. I think time management is very, very important. Like having a
Mm.
system and sticking to that system has taught
Yeah.
me a lot. Like I have like a whole calendar, like a whole Google calendar, because I love colors. So I like color code every subject that I have.
Yeah.
I have color coding for my daughter's activities. I color code my own activities,
Yeah.
and everyone else is in my family that I like, because I have other responsibilities too. So
Yeah.
I color code all that, and it helps me stay on track. And I have to keep setting reminders, like 1 week reminders, 3 day reminders, because
Oh my
my
God.
mom brain, I forget things. Like literally, I'm like, oh my God, how can I forget that? And then they're like, oh, you're so young. I'm like, yeah, that's not my fault.
Like, no, I'm a mom. I'm just a
I'm a
mom. Oh
mom.
my
I'm just a
God.
mom.
Yeah. What skills have you found most valuable in succeeding in law school?
Wow. Practicing, like
Mm.
reading. I'm not saying go read every single page of your assigned assignments,
Yeah.
because realistically, you're never going to finish those readings. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, anyone who wants to study law, like you're never going to finish those readings. You just have to be smart about it.
Yep.
Just do half and then wing the rest when you get to class, and
Use
pray that the teacher
ChatGPT to
doesn't
summarize it.
pray that the professor doesn't call on you that day. Kawai. That's
Ooh.
it. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, reading up like on subjects that you're really interested on,
Mm.
it's really helpful to like keeping your interest in law, and just being able to like spot issues, because that's something that's
Yeah.
very crucial as a lawyer.
Hmm. That's good to know. Because I see all these books that, oh, I have to read this, I have to read this, I have to read that, and they're all due next week. Oh no. Uh-uh. So
I'm
it,
like,
it's good to
I'm
know.
like, have you seen me?
Perhaps I'm gonna be like, utilize ChatGTP or something to
No,
summarize some pages and some PDFs for you.
no, actually, professors actually encourage that.
Mm.
Like they like use it to summarize your cases, but while you're summarizing, because sometimes AI can be very tricky, because we're still like navigating that. That's a
Yeah.
whole nother field. Um, but it's also important to like double check, so you don't go to class and you're like spouting ABC. Meanwhile, the answer's like EFG, and everyone's
Yeah.
looking at you like, what?
What are you talking about? That makes
Yeah.
sense. Have has How has your perspective of the legal field changed since you started law school?
Ooh, wow. I
I know,
think
hard questions.
I would say that I'm more careful about what I read in the media.
Mm,
I see something, everyone's like, "Oh my God, panicking." I'm like, "Hold on, that's just a headline. Start
yeah.
reading. Open up that link."
What's the
So yeah,
details?
What's
Yeah.
the details? And really, framing of language is very, very key, especially in this day and
Mm-hmm.
age. Like,
Yeah.
you really have to be careful because it's so
Mm-hmm.
easy, like, for misinformation to be spread.
Mm-hmm.
And law school just teaches you, like, you just have to spot the way people are writing stuff and spot, like, the BS from a mile away.
Yeah. Like what is their motivation? Who are they trying to target or like scare?
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I might consider law school after all.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should.
Well, I was considering doing like an MBA with my JD, so JD MBA together. But I'm going to I'm going to NYU for my master's in real estate. So we'll see. Starting this summer, so inshallah,
Oh,
wish me luck. We'll see
mashallah.
how
I
that goes.
love that for you. Oh my
We'll
God,
see.
that's
We'll see how that
amazing.
goes. Yeah. So that has me like panicking a little bit, but I'm gonna be fine.
You will be fine. You
I'll be
will
fine.
absolutely be
Yeah.
fine.
I'll, I'll be
I
fine.
mean,
I
at
just
some
need to
point,
get on my reading Zoom. What were you
yeah.
gonna
I mean,
say?
at some point, I was scared of like even writing the LSAT,
Oh
the
boy.
entrance exam for law school.
Yeah.
But at some point, I just realized that I had to get it over with. If I pass, I pass. If I don't pass, okay, you can take it again. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? And that's the
What if
way
it all
I
goes right? Right?
exactly,
What if everything goes right? That's what my mentor said to me one time, and now it's stuck with me. What if it all works out, you know? What if it all works out? So what if it all works out? Let's just do it.
exactly.
Yeah. So we just kind of like hit on this question, but I think it'd be good to like dive deep in it a little bit. How has law school shaped the way you think and approach problem solving?
I think I'm more patient now.
Mm.
I think before law school, to be honest, I'm a very impatient person. Like even
Hmm.
as a kid, I mean, that's something that I just took from childhood to like adulthood.
Yeah.
They could be like, "Oh, Kaya, wait," and I'm like, "Yeah, when?" But
Yeah.
now it's like when problems hit, I'm not panicking, I'm not screaming, I'm not crying.
Hmm.
I'm just like, "Who? Okay, let's sit down. Let's see everyone's side. Let's see how we're
Hmm.
going to, you know,
Approach
move
this
forward
situation.
because you're panicking. It's already happened. What are you gonna do? Just pour pour ash on yourself and go cry on the street? No, like you have to just calm down sometimes. Take a
Yeah.
deep breath and come back to it and just keep working.
Mm. That's deep. I need to take that into account too, because I find myself sometimes being impatient about things, especially like if it has to do with something. I'm like, this is so simple. How are you not? Oh my god, let's just. And I'm like, oh, just get frustrated with things. So yeah, I need to take this advice myself. um, what kind of legal career are you planning to pursue after law school?
Well, I do plan on doing something that has to do with
Hmm.
civil rights,
Okay.
especially pertaining to like New Yorkers.
Okay.
And discrimination. And then hopefully from there, I hope to move into like, human rights. And of course, I still do want to advocate for human rights. I will always
Yeah.
be an advocate for human rights, you
Hmm.
know. And I think I can do that while also, being a lawyer,
Yeah.
because that's really important, like sticking to your values so you
Yeah.
don't get burned out or like very cynical about the legal system because the way the legal system is set up
Yeah.
now, sometimes it's so easy to get cynical, like, oh, I don't believe anything's gonna change. So
Mm.
sticking to your values is super important, and I think that's something
Yeah.
that is just going to remain in me.
That's good to hear. I think you do wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm running out of questions, but I think it would be good for the people who are going to be listening to us, a lot of like the younger people in our community, to hear from you. What advice would you give somebody who is considering law school or has thought about it and it's like, I don't know if this is for me, I don't know if I can do it. What advice can you give them?
First of all, I'm gonna tell them to take a deep breath. I'm gonna st- tell that, cast that doubts away like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's scary. We're all scared. We were all scared at some point, but
Yep.
we had to take that step, that leap, and get in, you know?
Yeah.
And if we were able to do it, if I was able to do it for baby, you will too.
Period.
Period. And really, you got this. And if
Mm.
you feel like you don't got this, even though there are like what 2% of black lawyers in the legal profession,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of us, especially in the city. There's a
Yep.
lot of us who are willing to reach out with our hands stretched and help you over that threshold,
Mm.
and into the legal career because we need more people that look like us.
Mm. Talking about reaching out, what would you say is a great way for people who are interested in reaching out to you to reach out to you? Would you say, like, if it's your Instagram, what's your Instagram handle, and then if it's LinkedIn, name on LinkedIn?
Man, my LinkedIn. I mean, I should really brush up on my LinkedIn skills. It's like I'm on social media, but then when it comes to LinkedIn, I'm like, once every 3 months, once every 3 months. And I really shouldn't, I mean, as an aspiring lawyer, I should not be. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'm more active on my Instagram, which is Kaya Hams, KayAHAMZ. And then my email,
Mm.
yeah,
I
my
think
email.
I
It's
think
it's
your
linked.
I think your Instagram would be a great start for people to reach out to you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Reach
Okay.
out on my social media. I am always available because my notifications they be like ding 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 ding. Unless like I'm asleep or dealing with like a very restless like toddler. But
Mm.
yeah.
So, if last question, if there was anything you could change or do different in your journey so far, what would it be and why?
Network more. I feel
See,
like
girls,
when
I always tell you guys to network.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Mm.
Fati told no lies. When I became a mom, I
Yeah.
didn't get out like as much as I used to. I was
Mm.
just in the house. My first job, intern, like that I got, legal internship, I got
Yeah.
it through Zoom. I was on bed rest because I couldn't leave the house, but I was like, I'm gonna still find a way to network. They were like, oh, online through Zoom? Okay, let's go. And that's how I got my first internship. Like,
Mm-hmm.
whether you don't even have to go out in person, find something that has like a hybrid like setting. Go,
Yeah.
attend, talk to as many people as you can, get your
Yeah.
interests across.
Yep.
Target the people like know what their background is and gun for them. I don't
Mm.
mean literal gunning. I'm so like not like that, but like
Go for
go
them.
for them and talk
Yeah.
to them and have like an elevated pitch ready. Boom, 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 and get it in.
Elevator
You know,
pitch is 60 seconds. Let no more than 60 seconds, guys.
exactly. Don't have them like looking around like somebody rescue me. Like no, 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 no. But yeah, networking. I would network a lot more, and I would
Mm.
advise people who are looking to get into this profession or any other profession,
Yeah.
network. And cold emails. I'm not saying stalker cold emails, but like keep it professional, keep it cute,
Mm.
and get it across.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that one person that will reach out back to
Yeah.
you.
That is very true. And I say to everybody, LinkedIn is such a powerful tool. Like, you already have your photo there. If you're in school, you already have your school there. If you have done any jobs, or like if you're interning, or if you've interned somewhere, your internship is already there. All you need to do, connect to the person on LinkedIn, and when you're sending the connection, make sure you type a cute little message with it. Hi, X, Y, and Z. I hope you're doing well. My name is this, dot, 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 and a third. And I'm reaching out to you because I would love to learn about your career. And because people love for people to connect to them to learn about themselves. So just attach that little snippet of like an email and send it to them. And they're more likely to connect with you if there's a message attached to it. But
Absolutely.
thank you so much for taking the time and answering our questions. And for like just giving us the opportunity to learn more about your career and your journey.
Thank you for having me. Always, like I'm happy to just be wherever you call me. I'm like Batman. I'm like I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. So
Yay.
yeah.